All right, so what's going on, guys? So I got another video here, and this one honestly kind of hurts my heart a little bit. I really like Angela Rye. I've not seen much of her recently because I don't watch the news like that. I don't really follow her personally on social media. I know she used to be on like CNN a lot and other news networks. Whatever. Regardless, I really like her. Like, this is not going to make me dislike her either way, whichever way this goes. But I was out and I saw part of this clip. I've never heard of this podcast before. But I saw part of this clip and I was like, you know what? Let me stop. So I want to react to it. Because I can already tell that it's seeming as though that she's going down the same path as like some of the ladies on The View and just some other people in general who are just like, honestly, just a little deranged when it comes to some of this. Okay, maybe that's harsh word. Maybe not deranged. Maybe just like just being unreasonable. And some of the things that they're saying comes from a place where you just listen to fear mongering constantly. Maybe she was pushing some of it. I don't know. And you just say and believe the most ridiculous stuff. And I don't know. Let's just see. I'm gonna play the entire clip. Well, I won't do the entire thing because I don't want to watch the whole podcast. I'll put the link in the description for the podcast, but this is just the full clip of what I saw earlier. And just listen to what she says here.
Much about this, Tiff, you brought this up before the break. That's not normal. And one of the frustrations that I'm hearing percolate quite a bit is if the Democratic candidate and the campaign hedged its bets on Donald Trump being a fascist, why is it that after he's won the election, he's no longer being treated as a fascist? Case in point was...
Okay, I'm gonna pause it. I heard that earlier and I was like, oh, boom. It's clicking. Like, why is he not a fascist anymore? Like, why are people sitting down with him? Why is Biden sitting down with a fascist? It didn't make any sense. I was like, okay, cool. She's making sense. She's making sense. I'm right on board. But then let's just keep watching.
Is Joe Biden meeting with him in the Oval Office for a peaceful transition of power. Kamala Harris in her concession speech talked about a peaceful transition of power. But how do you have a peaceful transition with someone who actually isn't so peaceful in his remarks and some of the things that he's done in the past as president? What is this all about? So I wanted to make sure that I was factually accurate. There is some law for this. The Presidential Transition Act of 1963 ensures that there is some transitional things that happen. Most of it come from an entity called the GSA, the General Services Agency in the federal government, and actually don't have much to do with the pageantry that happens in the Oval Office. Now, they say that an incumbent president has 3 responsibilities. 1 is the law, 2 is precedent, and 3 is goodwill. But I want to know how far goodwill should go. Should he be meeting with Donald Trump in the Oval Office for a peaceful transition of power? Is that a way to neutralize some of what is to come?
Yeah.
I actually don't like it, y'all. Maybe I'm just out here. Maybe I'm Andrew. I know you're the resident diplomat among us and you may see it differently, but it actually really grinds my gears.
So
this is something that we doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on. I really believe this man is a fascist and a racist and a bigot and he's a xenophobic person and he, all of those things. And not to just label him, but these are the things that we say based on the words that have come out of his mouth. So why is there the pageantry in the Oval?
Okay, before they respond, all I'm going to say is, even if though she believes all of these things, whatever, she has the right to believe that. I personally don't care. Believe whatever you want to believe. I'll say what I believe about him. I told you I thought he said some racist things. I don't know if he's actually racist. He's been president before, and none of these fear-mongering things that people are saying happened. Why all of a sudden is going to happen now? But then on top of that, they're saying like the peaceful transfer of power and why does he get the pageantry and this, that, and the other? And some of the things he has been said has been outlandish. Y'all tried to put this man in prison. y'all been talking trash about this guy for 4 years. Y'all been trying to make sure that he couldn't run. So who's really been like going after the other party? Like, to me, it's like, it's hypocrisy. It's like, come on, you can't have it both ways. But again, to me, that goes down to the echo chamber thing. I don't know who this guy is, but I did see a little bit of him speaking, and he is the reasonable person on the panel, I think. Well, at least in this circumstance. But let's just go on.
Quick things. One, I think Joe Biden, having rested so much of his rebirth in his run for presidency, and even Kamala through the prosecuting of the case around why Donald Trump is unfit to serve in the office again, they were rightly trying to ring the alarm, sound the alarm treat him as not normal, as a pariah in many ways.
None of
But
them are
once
normal.
the people have spoken, once voters have decided, and in this way, you know, in a relatively convincing way in modern politics, given the spread, it is incumbent upon the existing leadership to, in my opinion, hold with its traditions and its norms. And
Exactly.
quite frankly, it's been done. Hillary Clinton sat there as the opponent of Donald Trump, but as a former first lady,
I like
and
this
wife
guy.
to
I don't know
President
who he
Bill
is,
Clinton,
but
in hair distance to Donald Trump as he took the oath of office.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what this woman wanted to do: snatch his hair, hers, and everybody else's. But that's not what we do in democratic societies. And as frustrating as it is, it will frustrate me to have to see Michelle and Barack Obama and Bill and Hillary Clinton and even the Bushes, even though George Bush stayed silent in this cycle. But they will sit on that platform and that podium, and they will demonstrate not only to Americans but to the rest of the world that what mature, sophisticated, democratic societies do is they have peaceful transfers of power, the passing of leadership from one party to the other.
What's so interesting is, like, I'm gonna cut them off, but like Democrats like to try to put themselves on this moral high ground. For after January 6th, all we heard about was the peaceful transfer of power, the peaceful transfer of power. And then when this guy goes out and he wins a Democratic election, they turn around and say basically there should not be a peaceful transfer of power because he's a fascist. Like guys, like, you're being hypocritical. You're being hypocrites. How can they not see it? How can they? Everyone voted for him. So everyone's a fascist. The vast majority of the country voted for him. Some people say it was a landslide. I know now they're trying to say it wasn't a landslide. There's no mandate. Shut up. I don't care. He won. Like, shut up. Like, it's just stupid. Who cares? They always say elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. During your presidency, the Democrats or whatever, you said peaceful transfer of power. Let's see that peaceful transfer of power. Look, if Trump becomes a lunatic, and it's the end all be all, America's over, and Americans somehow voted for the end of democracy, insane, I'll raise my hand and say I'm wrong. I don't think this is gonna happen. I think you're crazy. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, where's this coming from?
No, I'm a traditionalist in this way, but I do believe the optics are important to communicate. It was fine to treat him as a pariah and call him every name under the child of God.
I just said.
Up until the point that voters decided that they wanted him to be their president.
What I just said.
And at that point, he is entitled to the rights, privileges, customs.
Don't change up now.
The legal justifications for his acts as president. Now, by the way, that doesn't stop us from protesting. That doesn't stop us from disagreeing vehemently with those things that he does that we disagree with. But as it relates to, I think, the traditions of the office and the passing of leadership from one administration, one party to another, it is important to keep those traditions, if not just for ourselves, certainly as an example to the rest of the world that this is what democracies do. You don't hold power just because you want to keep it. You don't get to stay in office after voters have said you got to go.
He's saying the exact things that Democrats were saying Trump was trying to do. What he was trying to stay in power. He's saying the things that the Democrats were saying that Trump's trying to do now, when there's no proof of this. I had an argument with, like, one of my friends about this. He was like, "Yeah, Trump was trying to be a dictator last time he was in office." It's like, was there a transfer of power? Did he leave office? I'm like, why do y'all keep? Oh, was he like bunkered into the White House and like the Pentagon or something? It's like, I'm not leaving. Like, stop, bro. Just stop.
You don't do what Trump did and act like a kid on a tangent.
But we know how he's going to act. So why are?
Okay, sorry. He say he threw a tantrum. There was still a transfer of power. He could throw as many tantrums as he wants. To me, it becomes an issue if you actually try to supplant the democracy and place yourself in power and everyone agrees with it. None of this happened. Yes, January 6th was bad. Did he stay in office? No. Was there a transfer of power? Yeah. Like, shut up.
are we trying to be normal? I guess that's my question. No.
Bill Clinton came after George Bush, and he was against everything this man stood for.
No.
Right?
This man is an actual fascist who said that once he's elected, there will not be another election.
Insane.
So why
I'm sorry, Angela. Insane. Okay. What was the context he said that? You really think he was saying that if you vote for me, there's no more elections? Congratulations, you just voted for your king. I'm going to get rid of all elections. Every state, governor, mayor, police chief, they're all going to agree and be like, yeah, now Trump is the king. It's insane. I don't think they like Angela. Please. I'm begging these guys. There's no way they believe this. There's no way, bro.
Sitting down with him in the Oval Office for a peaceful transition of power to not democracy. Why are we sitting down to have a peaceful transition of power to fascism? Why are we sitting down?
How is he a fascist?
All right, well, Andrew, I gotta tell you, I completely disagree. Yes. Well, let me. This kind of shifts us to what Angela wanted to talk about, but I'm going to tell you why. You know, we had brunch after the election, and one of our friends said that Democrats keep running change candidates and Republicans keep running change the rule candidates. And I think that's what we have here. And I want to talk about why I don't accept that, well, that's the way it's done, and now it's time to, you know, hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Not that you're saying that, but even the whole, like, imagery to the globe of, yes, we've accepted this and we're turning the keys over to this man. Elon Musk.
She's bitter, man.
Is one of the wealthiest men in the globe. He obviously had a huge hand in Trump's election. The thing that we haven't discussed in detail on this podcast is that his companies were promised over $3 billion in contracts across 17 government agencies. Mm-hmm. This man.
Okay, you know what? I think I might just leave it there because I think they might start talking about Elon. Actually, let me just scrub through. I
don't think that we have consideration. What do you?
Doesn't rubber stamp, sign off on, or agree with Elon Musk being not just a gatekeeper, watchkeeper, but nowhere near the government of the United States in any capacity.
Osama bin Laden sitting down in the Oval Office with the president?
Wait, what? Hold on.
Can say
what does that do with Elon?
That this is all normal.
Well, don't let me suggest
clarify.
anything because I can say things.
Well, say it more clearly because
Elon's
that's
Osama bin Laden.
No. So ceremony is one thing. These are ceremonies that have been cultivated over a period of time that don't inure any approval to this man's agenda. Mm-hmm. It doesn't rubber stamp, sign off on, or agree with Elon Musk being not just a gatekeeper, watchkeeper, but nowhere near the government of the United States in any capacity.
Osama bin Laden sitting down in the Oval Office with the
president. She agreed. I must have missed the context.
If Osama bin Laden were elected,
sitting down with the president.
Well, can I just
wait? What? So who's Osama bin Laden? Okay, if it's Elon or Trump, Angela, how is Elon Musk or Donald Trump equivalent to Osama bin Laden? I need somebody explain it to me in the comments like I'm stupid. Like I just don't. How? Like seriously, I want to know. If that's Osama bin Laden, then so is Bill and Hillary Clinton. So are Obama's. They're all Osama bin Laden. Like what the fuck? How, bro? How? Angela, like this is brain rot. Like this, you've jumped the shark. You're going insane. Like why are you talking like this?
What? He's a terrorist. This man is a terrorist.
Guys,
who is a terrorist? What's going
down in the Oval Office with the president?
Listen,
would they have had Osama bin Laden
if Osama bin Laden were elected,
sitting down with the president?
Well, can I just point out a point?
Terrorist. This man is a terrorist.
Guys, this isn't that. That's not the point. All I'm saying is we can go off the cliff.
It is the point. It is absolutely the point.
Well, let me hear Andrew. Let me hear what you have to say, Andrew.
I think Andrew's losing it. What's going on?
And never, ever get power.
You're off the cliff. What's going? It's gonna be a short video. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm not swear. Let me curse. What?
That's where we are.
No, that isn't where
you
we
are off the cliff.
It very well could be. He said this was the last election.
Okay.
Angela, you are smart. However, your wisdom does not supplant that of all of the American people who went out and voted. And unfortunately, I've had to subject myself to the same damn thing. You don't think I'm hurt? I felt awful. I felt humiliated.
questioning your pain, brother.
I'm going to finish my point. And ashamed that I had to call a guy and who I don't respect, who I don't like, and anything else, and concede a race for governor. No, it didn't feel good. It didn't.
But he
feel
ran
good to
for. I don't know who this is. I have to look this up. I don't know who this guy is.
The country of what a fascist looked like, and it was him in standing for him.
He ran for office.
She picked up the phone. She made the call because that's what mature democracies do. Now, two things. We don't want to conflate two different things. Do you think Kamala Harris is rubber stamped and signed off on his policies on Elon Musk
even talk
or any
about
of the
her.
above?
I
No, you
said
didn't
the
name check her,
Oval
but it is
Office.
important.
No, I didn't even bring up her concession
This is
call.
why, but you didn't. But I did.
I did not.
You
and
did
I'm
not.
saying
You
I
did
asked
not,
the question
Angela, but
about
I did.
the Presidential
If I could
Transition
say
Act of
why.
1963
If I
and
could
the
say
Oval
why.
Office meeting not being statutorily required.
Again.
That
Andrew,
is a
finish your
different
point. Finish your point.
conversation.
Because you're
No,
talking about the
because I don't want to
pageantry.
be
You-
labeled as saying something else. I didn't say
But I
anything
can
about
be
your
labeled
concession
as
call.
saying
I didn't
something
say
else?
anything
But
about
I
his
think
concession
Andrew's
call.
All right,
making-
I'm gonna stop it there. I think Angela just she just jumped off the cliff a little bit, or she's already been off the cliff. I don't know what that was. Somehow Trump is Osama bin Laden or Elon's Osama bin Laden. This doesn't mean I like or dislike either of these people, by the way. But they not Osama bin Laden. Like, what is Angela talking about? Like, for real, somebody in the comments, if you know what she's talking about, if y'all sharing the same wavelength and he's somehow a fascist, but also Osama bin Laden, put it in the comment section. Because I need you to explain it to me. I don't understand what she's talking about. To me, this sounds insane. She's like, yeah, she's a little like, I won't say flustered, but she's going a little crazy right now. But we've all been there. But like, to me, it sounds crazy. It sounds like she's been talking to the same people who believe the same things as her, and like, she just is not looking in the mirror. Like, you sound insane. Like, stop it. Like, stop it. I know you don't like the guy. You lost. You lost. Try to figure out why you lost. Democrats know how to lose elections. Republicans know how to win elections. Then when Democrats lose, and in my young political voting career, whatever you want to call it, I learned this at a young age. They know how to lose an election. They don't want to win. And when they lose, it's everybody else's fault. It's just this time it was much worse because everyone's on social media. Everyone knows what's going on. And again, like I said in the last video, this election was lost. I said 3 years ago. It might have been longer, to be honest. Like, a long time ago. You know about the whole cancel culture, the whole woke stuff. All this has been dead and buried for a long time. For a long time. And then you really think that turning around and not realizing why you lost, but yelling at people trying to explain to you why you lost is going to help you win the next election? You sound crazy. Stop calling this guy a fascist. Like, I don't understand. Like, you sound crazy. No one's going to believe you. No one believes you. Like, stop it. You really think you're just going to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, everyone now, I've been calling him a fascist for 10 plus years, or however long it's been, right? Now everyone believes us. You see me on here screaming at this guy, trying to be reasonable, and everyone believes me now. He's a fascist, but also Osama bin Laden. Like, guys, stop. Turn off MSNBC, turn off Fox News, turn off RT, whatever you're watching, Newsmax, News Nation, turn it off. If you're in some Facebook group, leave the group. If your Twitter feed is all the people agreeing with you, delete Twitter. Delete it. Or Twitch, or not Twitch. Well, Twitch too. Turn off Hassan. Turn off Destiny. Stop. Just stop listening to any of it. Just leave for like a year and a half and come back, and then watch this video again of her going crazy. Somehow he's a fascist, but also Osama bin Laden. It doesn't make any sense. Makes no sense. Anyway, I'm done. Angela, I still like you, but you got to chill out. That's crazy, bro.